Hey folks, Cool18 here, along with aKiss4Luck, Ava over here, and we're going to be playing some Kerbal Space Program together.
Little guys. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Now you've played a little bit because we played on Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. This is my Mother's Day gift. I got to play Kerbal.
Now, it was a 2-hour live stream. We probably played for about 15 minutes.
I know. It was a lot of a talking live stream. We were eating. We had tea. We had high tea. We had Briarstone. We had Essentia. We had all the people in chat talking. It was a lot of conversing, very little playing. But I didn't kill anybody.
That's true. So we're going to try to fix that today.
The first episode here, this is going on YouTube?
Yeah.
In memory of Jebediah. My poor little Jebediah.
I already have a zombie Jebediah in my game.
A zombie?
Yeah.
You can do this?
Well, it turns out if you're not playing on the super hard mode, the initial set of astronauts you get here, or Kerbonauts, these guys here, they're like
Jebediah, that's
really special. They can actually, like, they never die. I don't know, they bounce, or they just go missing for a while, and then they come back a few days later. And we're playing on normal difficulty. I've got everything set on normal, but because you've done a little bit of the starters before and we sort of want to accelerate things, I've given us a bit of extra starting cash and science, just to sort of speed things along to start off with. But yeah, so, you know, they might die for a little while.
And then they come back?
And then they come back.
God bless them.
So
they just get lost in space.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've got some mods installed, but nothing that will change gameplay. I'll try to include a link down below to that, and when you post it on your channel, hopefully you'll remember to include a little thingamabob down there.
I'd like to see what they are anyway. I've seen, you know, the 15 minutes of this game. That's been it. Mods I didn't even know about. Exciting.
Oh my god, there's so many mods. Like this, you'll look at this and be like, yeah, all right, maybe not quite as many in Minecraft, but pretty damn close. Oh, it's a ridiculous number.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah. That completely changed so many things. Like mods that add, you need to like use life support systems, like launch with oxygen, food, water, all those waste processing stuff, because on the longer missions it's important. There are mods that add like the need to make like a bunch of communication satellites so that you can keep in touch with people as they're away and on the other side of the world, for example. And I will be using them at some point, but for now we're not using any of that. So basically a vanilla experience over here. So we talked about doing the science contract to start off with, just because it is a little bit of extra cash in science, we may as well do it. So you want to...
Science is good. What, am I doing this?
You can.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. You know where the buttons are. You'll be pointing them out to me the whole... Oh, okay.
So we'll just because there is a mission for it, and it's annoying to miss, because it's worth $80,000 plus 10 extra science and some fame.
Okay, we need this. No kidding.
So gather scientific data from Kerbin, and we don't need tons because we started with a little bit, but we can do the super easy one, which is we go in here, we just assign... Sorry, this thing's in the way. I'm going to move this.
Excuse me.
Get out of there. There we go. We're just going to grab a command pod, and by default, we should have Jebediah in there. We could also put Valentina. Who do you prefer as a pilot?
Well, you know...
Or actually, we could use a scientist for this.
Let's go for Bob.
Yeah, Bob. This is a science thing.
Bob
we'll use
the scientist sounds like,
Okay.
I think it's like Tim Taylor's cousin. Cousin Bob.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He'll do it right.
I like it.
He'll do it right, yeah.
So technically we can gain enough science simply by doing a crew report. But we may as well bring the goo container as well, just for a little bit of extra. That's going to be okay. And so we don't need... We'll just
do we get extra if we do 2 goos?
The second one will give us a tiny bit more. I guess we may as well. It doesn't cost us anything since we're going to recover it. It's not symmetrical. That's going to bother someone. I'm just going to leave it there.
Quill's trolling his own channel.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it there. It's fine.
I love it.
It's fine. But I'll get you to like design our first ship to go suborbital.
Goody.
It's only got to go suborbital. It doesn't have to go that high.
It's got to be pretty. We get oh god. Okay, that really is annoying. It's like you want to just tap it over a little.
That's Kerbal engineering at its finest. Look at
lovely.
that.
That's lovely.
So do you remember how to do science?
No.
You can mouse over different bits.
Just right click on
something?
And
you right click. So one thing we can do is we can get a crew report.
So that I had forgotten.
Ask the crew about their information.
I rememred the goo, but not the crew.
Look at the stars and begin to count. Realize you should take off before you fall asleep. Not that you can see the stars currently, but you know. So that's worth 1.5 science.
Ooh.
So not much.
You know.
And then we can get the mystery goo. The goo doesn't seem to be doing much. That's 3 science.
It's good.
And we can get the other side, and it will, I don't remember if it'll update. It'll still say it's worth 3, but in our post report, it'll only be worth, it'll be worth less than 1. because,
okay.
and then after that it'll be worth 0. But we
Okay.
may as well keep that. Now I don't remember if we can EVA from here. Oh, we can.
Oh.
These extra sound effects, that's the chatterer mod that adds like the airlock sounds, the little beeps, the little
Just
chatter
to
you
make
can
me
hear.
jump. I'll keep thinking of creepers coming. No.
So we can do an EVA report. Here, technically, we're considered to be flying over Kerbal shores.
Just very, very low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can keep that, and then what I can do is I can right-click on the capsule, and I can always store this experiment as well. Because then I can actually get down to the surface itself. Climb out. Come on, there you go. We can run around. Whee! Can you hear the breathing sounds?
Because he needs that on the planet.
Well, he'll say it probably here. Oh, no. Sometimes they'll say, well, I don't know if the spacesuit was entirely necessary.
I remember that one. Yes.
So we'll grab that, and then we can just go back to our
Excuse
ship.
me.
We can grab onto the ladder, and then board, which will store our report. Now, technically, if you're trying to get all of that initial science down, you can do a grand tour of everywhere around the KSC. You can actually
How
build
do you
like...
get there?
Well, there's a few different ways. First of all, they see me rolling. We can do something like that.
You can roll all over the base.
Yes, it's a little bit slow to do this. We can make a little science car. You want to do a science car?
Let's do a car.
All right. So I'm gonna go and recover this vessel.
Because this seems, the roly-poly science expedition.
It works because you can roll just off the launch pad and get a little bit more science from the grass there. You know, a little something like that. Here we can see our mystery goo. You can see the first one is worth 3, the second one is worth 0.7.
Okay.
It's still something. When you're just starting out, it's worth doing it.
Almost. I mean, it's just there. It's just a click, right?
That's
so
right.
I would probably just do it.
Okay. So, and we did complete that mission as well. We got reputation because of things, but we also completed that contract over here. So we got our extra money, our extra science, and that fame. So we can just trash that. And now, before those contracts go, let's go and grab the launch our first vessel one.
Yes.
Which is actually literally as simple as, I don't even think we have to launch off the runway technically. I think we just technically have to hit space. Not sure. But we'll like hit the space bar, I mean. And then escape the atmosphere, we'll take that. Do you want to build a little car?
Yes, I want to see the car. You've talked about the car, and I haven't
great.
had a chance to see any of these.
So we have these 2 buildings, right? This is the vehicle assembly building,
Right.
where we build spaceships.
Yes.
They point up.
Yes.
This is the, I don't remember what it's called. I guess it was on Little Mouse Over, but I lost it.
We'll see when we get there.
Let me pop back out here and I'll mouse over. It's got a slightly different name.
This is such a cute game. I had no idea there was so much in it. Like, so much involved.
Space plane hangar. That's what it's called.
Somebody gave me this months and months ago. Or longer. Last year. Long time. I've never had a chance to play
Well, I
it.
first played it 4 years ago. I played it for about an hour, and that was about it
How
until the
long?
game was officially released. So this is the space plane hangar. It's exactly the same thing as the other building, except we build sideways. Like that.
Oh, we're making a car.
Now, we don't actually have
Okay.
anything available right now. So let's go and spend some of our science before we continue.
Okay, the music is so
It's nice.
like Spy 60s or something.
Yeah. Well, it's right era, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
You got the late 50s into the 60s, the start of the space program. One of the mods that I'm going to do at some point changes the tech tree. Right now, you start off with all your early flights are all like manned missions. You have to put a Kerbal person in there
I know,
and test that way.
frightening.
And historically, we did unmanned satellites first. Now, I think the Kerbals just have a lot more courage or stupidity.
Both?
Yeah, because they can start doing unmanned stuff when you get quite a bit later down the tree. But at some point, I'm going to want to restart and do it so that it's satellites first and all that.
But they look so excited about it when you put them in there.
They really do. Unlock a few things. We'll get some extra engines. These all cost 5 science, which you've got a lot. We're going to be able to
Take
unlock a lot
everything,
because we're
yes.
starting. The survivability, the stabilities, a little bit of extra winglings. I'm going to take the aviation one, which gives us wheels,
Wheels are
landing
good.
gear, and the first jet engine.
Wheels.
And we're going to use that sort of thing here. We can get some more science, which is going to be useful. This level will unlock the thermometer, the too hot thermometer.
Cool. Okay.
So for some extra
nice.
science, how much
we
we
never
got left?
got anywhere near this far.
No, wow, that's Well, I mean, again, I sped things up a little bit. I'm going to take some more of this general rocketry and advanced rocketry.
And
which
we're
will
not
be,
having high tea and talking to 100, there's 400,
That
300,
makes-
a bunch of people.
makes a big difference,
A little
don't
bit.
it? All right, I'm going to
Not
grab...
that you weren't wonderful to talk to, but yeah, we never got anywhere near this far.
I think this will be enough. So I think we could actually make a proper space plane at this point, or at least an aeroplane, but we can also make our little car. So, yeah, you know what? We can use the sexier cockpit over here.
Oh.
It's exactly the same.
Oh,
Although
we're getting a sports car.
That's
I
right.
like it.
this one's actually a little bit more crash tolerant as well. So if we happen to bump our nose into things, it's less likely to explode and kill someone.
Oh, wait, we can build a little car just to drive around on the ground and kill our little guy?
Yeah, I mean, if you slam into something,
Ah.
these things can happen. Now, the nice thing about Bob, using him, so we've got the Science Junior, and we still have the Goo Pod. Now, both of these are one-shots usually. You can only use them once.
Okay.
But if you go with the scientist can EVA, walk out, and reset the experiment.
Oh, nice.
So you can use it multiple
Okay,
times.
I like it. So a scientist on a science mission is a good thing,
Mhm.
oddly enough.
As it turns out, yeah. Now, whether we're going to be able to successfully do these EVAs and reach things is a whole other question mark. Let's just put one of these goo canisters on that side. And on the other side, we'll go and put the 2-hot thermometer.
Okay.
Okay, so that's, I think, all the science we have access to right now. So let's finish making this kind of vaguely car-like. This is going to be way too big of a fuel tank.
But it looks cool.
Yeah, I think it'll make it just a little bit more sort of stable and sensible. Our engine we're going to use is the jet engine. No, we don't have to use the jet engine. We could use an actual rocket engine if we want. The nice thing about the jet engines, though, is that they're really, really fuel efficient. But they need air. They need an air intake. So you need one of these.
So how do you learn all of this stuff if you don't have a Quill 18 teaching you?
That is a downside. There's a wiki, although it's horribly outdated. You can watch other Let's Plays and things. There's not...
If I'm watching them, I won't have time to do them.
There's that. There is a tutorial system in the game. You can go through some tutorials. It still doesn't give you a lot of the hints about how to actually, excel at the game.
So I need to go get a book on early rocketry written by NASA or something?
It would help.
Oh, well, that's good.
So I'm going to put some wheels there, and then we've got a steerable one in the front.
Oh, look at this.
I forgot to turn on the symmetry over here.
There we go. So, I'd never get that even. I forgot about that, too.
Now, I don't think we'll be able to reset our experiments, because the problem is, apparently ladders are very high technology. If we somehow get off this plane... Now, we might be possible to walk along the top.
You get shorter wheels so he can climb up better?
The problem is, I don't think there's any ladders on this whatsoever.
Oh.
I'm going to hope if we end up on the top, we might be able to walk along it. It's a little bit risky.
I can see the little guy twaddling up there and just sliding off the end.
We'll try. Hopefully it won't kill him.
What could possibly go wrong?
That's right. So this is the air intake to run the jet. Now, our fuel tanks actually have the liquid fuel, which the jets use as well, and an oxidizer, because a regular liquid fuel rocket uses the fuel and the oxidizer. They mix together, and they burn. They light up.
Okay.
That's why rockets can work in space where there's no air. The
Okay.
oxidizer, oxygen, replaces
Right.
that. But we actually don't need it in our space plane. The jet doesn't actually use the oxidizer at all. So we can actually save some money and some weight by just bring it all the way down to 0.
Oh, because we're using the air in the atmosphere.
Yeah, if we look down at the bottom left, we've got our cost of our ship. You can see with this, it would be... Okay, so apparently the oxidizer doesn't cost as much, but the weight is something. Right now, we've got 1.1 tons
Oh, yes. Okay.
of weight, and so we can eliminate that.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, well, that's
There's-
got to help fuel efficiency, right?
Yeah, and why not? The other thing you can do, this jet engine is meant to go fast. I mean, jets go fast. This car would go way too fast and crash too easily on us. So what you can do is you can actually right-click on the part and take this thrust limiter, and we can bring it right down and say, you know what? We only want 25%
Holy.
ish of the max possible thrust. So then when we hit full gas, we're still only going to go about 25% of our
good.
normal, which is going to make
That's
it a little
an
easier to
important
control.
point. I can just see me not knowing this, barreling out of here, smashing into the first building and blowing everything up.
Well, the problem is you start going and then you try to make a turn and all of a sudden the whole thing tips over.
Oh, goody.
So let's bring Bob again so we can reset
Yes.
these experiments. So I guess we can name this. This is going to be the sidecar.
Sidecar, I like it.
The sidecar. We'll save it. So we'll do a little bit of that, but then we're going to go into space.
Okay.
We're gonna show off the car.
I just wanted to see this. You've been talking about driving your little car around. I was going to say, how did he do that? What did he do? I need to know. Okay,
there
look
you
at this.
There's a little car. I can hit the brakes to make sure we don't move. We can actually get some information right here from the runway. There's a little bit more science. And then we can test out to see if we can get our information here. So we log the temperature here. Jet exhaust skews the temperature readings. We get a little bit more science. We can get the materials bay.
Look at this.
Yeah, it looks cool. You can look right in there. It's got some little experiments and wires and things going on. There we go. Materials are all facing upwards. Hastily turn them sideways. And then we can get our goo information from the runway here. All right. So the question is, if we EVA here, what happens?
Don't fall.
Okay, we're on top for now, which is good. I don't think we get any more EVA information because it'll still be flying over the shores. Yeah. So that's not terribly useful. What we can do is, weirdly enough, we can take that crew report and then store it so that it's out. It's kind of weird. I didn't realize this. I just got told this in a very recent comment to a video. We got all fuzzy.
We're fuzzy. Okay, it's that kind of a day.
Is when you do a crew report, it doesn't get stored in the capsule the same way you can store data. This might not make any sense to you right now, but by taking it out and then storing it back in, we actually clear the space for the crew report so we can do another one from somewhere else. Which is a nice little touch.
Because we're doing our crew reports on a clipboard, as I recall.
I guess so, and then we want to stuff it.
And the page is full, you got to put it away and get a clean one.
That's right.
That makes perfect
sense.
It does.
I think these might be ladders over here, which is nice. Again, we're not going to be able to get back from the ground now. The question is, can I walk along the top? And now what we need to do is we're going to take the data from the thermometer. It resets itself, which is fine. You could do this with a pilot. But what's more notable is we can take the data from the science. You get a warning that it's not gonna reset itself. So anyone can do this. They can take the data and then we can store it back in our capsule over here. But because I'm a science, I can reset this experiment completely, so we can use it again.
Don't fall. Careful, careful.
Now the other thing you can do, because we're not far, is we can just relaunch this over and over. But it's handy when you go into space. We're going to collect the data, and then we'll reset the goo module, and then we'll
turn around without falling off.
That would be the trick. And board. Okay, this is technically possible. So we haven't actually gone anywhere yet. So first I'm going to hit space to start my engine here, and then I'm going to throttle up.
You get the brakes on?
I do. Thank you very much. Had the parking brakes turned on.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, see our runway, how lumpy it is.
Really cute.
Yeah, upgrade the runway later so it's not as lumpy. And there we go. So we can go there. Now technically we're in a different biome. We can take different data. We'll go to one of the buildings, take some data from there, and then stop. What's my speed? About 20. All right. I just killed all my thrust. It's pretty efficient. Keeps going. The wheels don't really have much in the way of friction. All right. We're gonna start applying the brakes with the B key. You can click on this to activate the parking.
Brakes is good.
Yeah. L for landing gear. Not that these are retractable. So we're gonna go over to right over here. So each one of these little buildings can be scienced.
Cute.
Yeah. It can go. This can go really fast too.
So you could, if you were starting normally without a little bonus,
this would be very important to do to all the places. Do we count as? Where are we? We can go and check the crew report. Where does it say we are? Administration building. So there we go. We can get some science.
Swing golf ball into the pond. Good.
All right. So
admin building, of course, golf. Yes,
yeah.
Of course. Oh.
So the same sort of thing. So we're not doing the EVA from the ground just because we wouldn't be able to get back up. Although we can do it from here actually because we'll just recover the vessel from where we are. But let's go over. We're not going to have to reset anything. Oh, I forgot to actually run the experiments. Only scientists can run the experiment from outside. Other people would have to run it while they're sitting inside, but that's okay. So we won't reset these. We'll take the goo, or we'll do this. Keep that data. We don't want to even bother keeping it. I'm just going to jump off. It's a bit of a jump, but hopefully it's okay. Oof.
Oh, the poor guy.
He's fine.
He melted.
A little bit of a face plant. So we can get our EVA report from here.
It's slow
Now,
motion.
I don't know. Can we use the RCS on this planet? No, gravity's too high.
Oh, look at this.
No.
Oh, cute.
On Minmus, I've been to Minmus, which is sort of a large asteroid in permanent orbit around our planet here.
Okay.
Gravity's so low, you can sort of fly around all day with that little jetpack. I don't know about the moon. I have not been to the moon yet, So I don't know what's involved. Like in Minmus is nice because if this were on Minmus, we could just rocket pack up over here and land on top. I'm hoping we can do the same thing with the moon, so I don't have to worry too much about ladders. Anyway, let's go ahead and recover the vessel. In this case, the vessel will simply be Bob over here. Bob? Bill? What's his name?
Bob.
Bob. So we're going to recover that. My my car is still going to be there.
Oh my
We can recover it separately, though.
So can you build on the moon?
Yeah. In fact, I just got a mission
Wacky
to
goosebumps.
build a base either on Minmus or the moon. But yeah, and it's got like a requirement, like it's got to generate its own power. It's got to have enough room for like 7 Kerbal. I don't know how to like
I had no idea
transfer
there was so
that.
much in this game.
Yeah, you get a docking clamp later on, and it allows you to sort of assemble stuff in space using the docking clamp.
Space stations.
You can build space stations. Now, in the vanilla game, you know, there's some value to it. You get contracts, basically, to build a space station, to expand it, to do different things like that. And then you can do science from up there, too. Sometimes you'll get missions to beam some science from around orbit of the planet, in which case you can just switch to the space station, run a little science, transmit it down. Hey, you complete another contract. But there's lots of mods that add way, way, way more stuff to that. Like, there's a thing called remote tech, which is the thing that requires you to build sort of a big communications system that in orbit around your planet, in orbit around the moon maybe, so you can transmit further to other planets and keep communication open. There's another one called TAC, which adds life support systems. So now your space station, you have to go and resupply it from time to time. You can, even in the base game, you can get a drill on your ship and go to an asteroid, plug into it, and actually harvest fuel from that.
Oh my! So this is like a building game in space.
Yeah. So there's a little sidecar that's still there. I can click on it, and then I can go back and fly it again, although there's no crew in it, so it's not going to do anything. Okay. If it had an unmanned probe bit, though, I could still use it. I can also recover it from here. If for some reason you can't see your thing, if you like landed on the other side of the planet, you can always go to mission control over here. And in mission control, you got a list of all the tracked objects in your game. In this case, since it's a fresh game, all we've got is the sidecar over here. From here, I can fly it again. I can recover it, which I will do.
Nice. Look at the map. It's vaguely reminiscent of places we know.
Oh, vaguely, yeah. So this is all of our science that was still left in the car. Plus, we get our money back from recovering the bit.
Oh, nice.
We don't get all of our fuel, but otherwise we're there. The further away something is, the less money you get back from it. But you know, it was right there, so we got all the bits back. There was no cost in recovering it.
Nice.
So I think that is a solid first video, and I think in the next video
awesome.
we're gonna go up.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
If you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe to me, Quill18, and to her, aKiss4Luck. aKiss4Luck.
Yes.
And there'll be links down below to hopefully both of our channels.
Thank you.
And yeah.
I will be playing this, apparently. This is amazing. Although, again, you know, learning this seems a little daunting because I know, what I know about space and building rockets, or, you know, I follow NASA. They have great pictures. Star Trek, you know, all its incarnations. You know, Star Wars.
We're gonna.
I haven't learned a lot about building rockets.
Well, we're gonna do that next. You're gonna build a rocket, and we'll also have to talk about, you know, what it was like to maybe grow up when some of this stuff was actually happening.
Where is it? Some exciting times.
See you next time, folks.